Well, this is the day I've been waiting for 2 years. That is my brand new boat. It's an Island Spirit 525E, and we're gonna give you a sneak peek of it right now. This is the first time I've seen this boat in its mostly complete form, and I'm really impressed just how beautiful she is. The Island Spirit 525E is a very comfortable and capable world cruiser. She has nearly 5,000 watts of solar, which power its huge lithium house bank of 25 kilowatts. What sets the 525 apart from other boats is she has electric motors and 210 kilowatts of lithium batteries to power them. The living spaces on the boat are quite large and luxurious. I have mine set up with 3 cabins and an office, but you can accommodate yours with 4 or 5 cabins. So now I'm going to give you a tour of the Island Spirit 525E. All right, so welcome to the 525E. E stands for electric, it's electric. So I'm gonna get into more of that in a minute. So they're still working on the boat. They're still, they got a lot of work to do actually. So they still have a few weeks worth of just fine tuning, getting all the little bugs out and ironing out all the details that need to be smoothed up. So I'm gonna give you a quick and dirty tour here in a minute. Go over the bigger points and then go into finer detail in a bit. But before I do that, I want to introduce you guys to the crew. Say hello. Right there.
I got off the net because I heard it's for the dogs. So
That's right. So the toilet will eventually be for the dogs. For now, though, well, one of them anyway. We'll do that. But all right. So let me introduce you guys to my beautiful crew. The woman that needs no introduction herself. This would be Amanda. Say hello, Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
What are your initial thoughts so far on the boat? You've been on it a little bit.
I think it's pretty freaking cool. The finish out is amazing.
Yep.
The dog bathroom is everything I thought it would be and more.
You ready to get out on the water and sail it?
Yes, can we go now?
Yep. So you can follow Amanda's adventures, Amanda Zachary. There's a link popping up for that. And then we have Lauren. Say hello, Lauren.
Hi, hello, Lauren. Hi.
So they may not know you yet. Tell me a little bit about yourself for the viewers.
I am a moto enthusiast, a 200-ton boat captain. I've lived on the water and worked my way up in yachting for the past 5 years, and I just like explorer, I guess. I'm just hooked on any kind of travel, so I'm really excited to be here. Yeah.
Well, we are excited to have you on board as well. You can follow her travels at, what is it, Lost Lauren?
Lost _ Lauren, Lauren.
There's a graphic popping up with her stuff on
Oh,
it,
okay,
so,
my bad.
Yeah, you'll see it.
I don't know, new.
All right, so what are your initial thoughts on the boat?
Oh my gosh, I was geeking out earlier. This is the most functional, thoughtful layout I've ever seen on. I've seen so many vessels. I've worked on so many vessels. I'm really excited to be here recreationally, but I've also seen a lot of nice yachts from a crew perspective, and this is just the most thoughtful, impressive layout. Like this, you could really have a wonderful life here.
Well, thank you. Why is it doing that?
Gosh.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to go sail on it, and I think it is pretty. I think the builders, what they did is that they really took everybody's input on things like, you know, having the big seating area up front, the doors, and just a bunch of other stuff. Plus, the electrical design on it is pretty spectacular. So, I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of it. Like I said, quick and dirty. They're still putting a lot of stuff together. They still have to sand the floors and do some last-minute cabinetry repair, and they're still installing, you know, a lot of the electronics. But you know, give it to you now, and then they're going to work on it for another week, and then we are going to take it out on the water. You guys ready?
I'm so ready.
I've been ready for a year.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a tour. You know what, let's just start from the top down on the boat. We'll kind of give you the bimini top right now since we can kind of look up at it. So it does have a hard bimini top, which is really nice. You know, a lot of the cheaper boats just have the canvas and it looks crappy, and it's never very well. Eventually, this will have a full enclosure for inclement weather, so you can put isinglass all the way around. On top of the bimini here, it's got, let's see here, it's 800, like 3,200 watts of solar up on the top. So plenty of solar there. Then it's got another 1,700 watts of solar on this deck right here. So I'll show you that stuff in a minute too. But I really like the rig on this thing is really beefy. It's got the mast itself is 23 meters tall. So it's a pretty big mast, and that's just to the deck here. Then you add another 4.5 meters to the water line. So I've got to get the final specs with everything on it, but I mean, because it's hull number 1, so there's going to be some variation in it. But 23 plus 4.5, so we're looking at, you know, 27.5, 28 meters total, which is about, what is that? That'd be 85 feet, something like that. So definitely not an ICW boat. In mast furling for the mainsail, it does have the Selden synchronized furling system. So it's one button push in and out, and it synchronizes the in and out, and it does it automatically, and it tensions everything. The sails are from Precision Sails, so those guys, worked with them for a long time, so check out Precision Sails. I might even have a discount code for you popping up if that's the case. But so with this boat, we've got the mainsail, we got a jib, it's on a self-tacker, and then I have a Code 0 and a furling spinnaker. They're both furling. With the Selden deck gear, so it has electric furling on the jib and the main, and then it does have an electric furling for the spinnaker and Code 0 as well. But and then the main sheet has 2 main sheets going to the boom. It goes through the boom back down, so it doesn't. The good thing is that the main sheet doesn't hang under the boom, so if you let a little slack, it's not going to catch on the solar panels. So radar up there. So let's take you up onto the Flybridge, and we'll show you that stuff. Up here on the Flybridge, the helm station here, and then so it's an electric boat, right? So electric motors. So the controls for that are right here. They're still installing a lot of the electrics here, so I'm going to have basically an electronics monitoring panel right here. That's what this is, and it's going to tell me all the information about the motors, how many amps they're drawing, the charge rate, if it's being charged on the generator, also the charge rate, if it's hooked into shore power, and so it'll give me all the information about the electrics on this system. I'm also going to have a really big B&G chart plotter here, and so all the navigation and electronics that are relatable to B&G, anything that can be B&G is basically B&G, and that was provided by Electrical Marine, so electrical-marine.com. Thank you to those guys for checking out. Check them out if you need any navigation equipment. And they're still installing all that right here. Helm station, I do like that, you know, you can swing this around. A lot of the cushions and stuff are still being installed, but you can just see that it's a huge Flybridge with tons of seating aft, a big table that's going to be installed, and you know, it's just going to be a really comfortable place to hang out and to sail. And like I said, it's going to have a full enclosure around here, and all the working parts of the boat are right here. So you got a kind of a working station here for what is on this side. I believe you got the main sheet. So your main sheet and your jib sheet here. It's self-tacking jib, so it's only got one jib sheet. So, and this is an electric winch right here, controlled by this. And then you have your Genoa in and out right here. So this is an electric furler on the Genoa on the jib that I can go in and out right here. And then coming around to the other side, you know, it has another powered winch on this side. I can control. So this is for the furler in and out on the mainsail. It's just a single, see, I believe this one controls this winch. This one controls for the furler. So it's an in and out system, and you got an out haul here too for the main sheet, for the mainsail. So it should be pretty robust, and it should be pretty bulletproof. A lot of people do have problems with their in-mast furling. Mostly that has to do with the age of the sails, because as your sails stretch out, they start binding up as they go in, you know. So really, you know, you gotta replace your mainsail every 5-7 years on this boat, as opposed to like maybe 10 on some other boats. But from Precision Sails, there are vertical battens in the main, which should help limit some of the degradation from stretching over time. So much space up here. I mean, I can just see, you know, some cocktails being had up here. It's really nice. The seating area right here. So this is all seating area. There's cushions under here that are going to be in, and then it'll have the table there. More solar off the back. I kind of already talked about that. And then off the back, there is a up here and forward, and then as well as here, there is a camera system. So I have, because you can't really see the transom or the stern of the boat from up here. So there's a camera that repeats up to the B&G, so when you're backing into the slip you can see that. Plus I also have a camera that points up to the mainsail, so that if we're putting sails up right here or driving the boat or doing whatever, I can actually see the sails going up on the B&G screen, so that, you know, because you can't really see up through this. And then it's also got a camera forward up here pointing down at the forepeaks up there, which you can kind of see the bow here, so it's not that big a deal, but it's just another way to check stuff out, to kind of have surveillance on the boat with what's going on. So this is the Flybridge. You know, there's so many other like small things to look at here, like, you know, you got these little pop-up lights, you know, there's like LED, you know, courtesy lights everywhere, and it's just going to be, I can just see this being a really cool place to hang out and be underway. I mean, this Flybridge is absolutely huge. For a 52-foot boat, it's pretty dang big. And one thing I do like, as opposed to some boats, is there's access to the Flybridge from right here and on the other side. I like to have two ways to access the Flybridge. I've been on some boats where they only have one. If you're in a hurry and somebody's standing in your way, you got to get down there, or, you know, weather or something like that. I like to have two different ways of going in and out. So with that, we'll take you downstairs, and you know what, we'll start on the bow and kind of work our way back on the main level of the boat. All right, this is the bow of the boat. It's I mean, I can just see this place in a tropical setting. I've got the hook out there looking into the watching the sunset or something. This would be a great place. You got plenty of air moving through here, and one of the great design features I like on this boat is having a door that goes into the Salon. So you have a lot of airflow moving through the door going in there, and then there's these two big windows on either side of it, and then ports rather, and then above that there are two more ports, so you can open all that up. You can get a lot of airflow coming through here, and it's just a great place to hang out. There is some cushions that'll be, I think they're already made, but they have to be installed. And then here are some tables. One of these I believe goes up there, and there's another table that goes right here for cocktail tables or having dinner or something up here. And then just under all this seating, just tons of storage under here. On the either side, there's more storage under here. They still have some fine tuning to do, like to get, you know, they got to get all the hatches and everything to where, you know, the rubber mounts underneath so that they're the proper height and they don't do anything like that. And then actually there is a sunshade that connects from up here all the way up to these guys right here, and these are removable, so you can pull this out and store it underneath. And then you've got these, you hook up your sunshade, there's another mount over here, and that way, you know, when it's 100 degrees out and you want a nice little breeze, you're still in the shade up here. Moving forward, you do have seating on each side. They haven't installed the seats yet, but that will happen relatively soon. And then the trampolines up here. I really like the trampolines, the mesh. They're not too wide, not too thin. It'll still let water go through if you need it. Obviously the trampolines are reduced size compared to your typical catamaran, and then a lot of that is just, you know, fiberglass has gotten a lot better. You don't need the weight savings you used to have, because this boat only weighs 19 tons, and that's with the batteries and everything. Whereas like a Lagoon 50 weighs like 25, 26 tons, so 12,000 pounds more than this boat, even for the same size. So this boat should be a lot faster, and the reason that is just construction, right? There's no wood in this boat. Everything's high density foam, and we'll kind of go into that inside. You're not going to have any creaking or anything like that. All right, up here, like I said, we have an electric furler for the jib, and then under here we have controls to get at for the anchor. You know, you can hook up the bridle right here, and then it's got a bowsprit that goes out, and this is where we would attach the spinnaker or the code 0. You know, there's more storage under the forepeaks right here. You know, you could have this as a crew cabin if you wanted to, but there's storage on either side, and then there's storage in the center of the little forward, I don't know what you would call this, forward cockpit? I don't know, but yeah, so this is the bow of the boat, and then we'll take you around to the aft pit. Aft, we'll do the cockpit, and then we'll move into the salon because there's people in there right now. All right, working our way back. And one thing I just want to point out is just the size of these like chain plates and everything. They're huge. I mean, like these things are beefy, you know, pretty solid rig, and you know, it's bolted into the hull, and you know, it's a, you know, the super thick high density foam. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So the rig on this thing is pretty strong and pretty beefy. And I like it how it has 2 stays on each side. All right, let's go back to the Salon, or cockpit. This is the cockpit. Really, I mean, spacious. I mean, look how wide this thing is here. Some of the things they still have to do back here, obviously they're still wiring things in. You know, they've installed the new teak, which is the teak flooring here. But once they're done, they have to sand it down and polish it all up and everything. Seating on the back here, 2 of the battery banks live under here, and there's a couple more that live under there. The generator lives on the starboard side. They're actually gonna move these forward a couple meters underneath these other seating areas, because I can show you on the outside that the boat is more of the center of gravity needs to shift forward a little bit. So they're going to move, because these things weigh, oh man, I think they're 400 kilos each, right? So like 2,000 pounds for both of them. So they're going to move that about 2 meters forward, and it should bring the center of balance of the boat, center of gravity of the boat a little more forward, because it's a little bit too far aft right now. Normally, you would have your motors living under here, but because this is an electric boat, the motors are actually, because this boat's shaft driven, so most cats of this side are going to have sail drives, so it's kind of like a turning, it's like a transmission that turns the gear, the thrust of the boat down, and then again aft to turn the propeller. It's a fine system, but you know, there's a lot more maintenance involved with those, because the seals can leak, and then if you get water in there, it messes up the whole system, and it just can cause problems. So I kind of like that it is shaft driven here. You know, these little scoops back here are so big. I really like how big this is, because there's plenty of room to kind of, like, you know, if you're snorkeling or you're diving or whatever, you can pile all your stuff here. It's kind of nice. It's got 2 life rafts. They're really easy to get to right here on each little scoop. And then it does have a dinghy lift, which is nice. It's a hydraulic lift, and it should be able to handle our high field dinghy pretty well. We're getting a 12-foot high field dinghy with a 40 horse on it. You know, should be a pretty nice thing. Kind of cool thing is this lift will drop down into the water. Obviously that's got to pick up the boat, so then you can use that as kind of like a little lounge area in the water too. You can lay in the water and all that. The swim ladder right here. And then of course, you know, the name of the boat is Maverick, with Maverick and Goose on either side. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Goose, you're getting second billing. Goose is going to be the dinghy. So under here on this side, the port side, where normally one of the engines would live, it's got 2 battery banks. So this boat has 210 kilowatts of lithium batteries. So it's got 2 of the battery banks here. There's 2 on this side, and then I think there might be 2 on the other side. I think it has 6 total. So they're going to move a couple of them more forward, so they said, to balance the boat. So, and then it's got a water maker in here. What is that thing? It's got some other piece of equipment. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out. And then the generator lives on the other side. We'll show you that. Just on the starboard side, I'll show you in there in a moment where the generator is. But I will say it does have an EV charging port right here. And this is kind of a portable EV charging system right now, because it can take an EV charger, which not too many marinas have that right now. You know, the 400 volt system, like the Tesla stuff. I mean, maybe that'll come someday, but you know, for now it does have 2 more ports here. You can do either 110 or 220, so 50 or 30 amp plug-in, and it'll charge the boat. Obviously, you prefer to do 50. It's going to charge a lot faster than 30, being the 230 volt system. Yeah, all right. Let me just show you under here a little quick, and then we'll go inside the Salon. Underneath this side, I believe. Oh, okay. So this is, thank you. You got it?
Thank you.
Okay. You've got another battery pack, a couple battery packs on this side, and then the giant freaking generator. I mean, that is how many? 1, 2, 3. So it's a 4-cylinder, but it's a big generator that can charge. It can charge the batteries on this thing, and it puts out enough power that it can power the motors at this, you know, while it's charging the battery. So, you know, it can go, you know, 8 hours on the batteries alone, or 12 maybe, depends on how fast you go. Or you run this and you can go as long as you got diesel, but huge. From the cockpit here into the Salon, I like how, you know, the door opens all the way and this window opens all the way, so you can kind of open up while you're cooking or doing something here. You can get access to everybody hanging out in the Salon. and a nice little airflow coming coming in. I really like the countertops here. They're really pretty. I've not really seen too much of this on boats. Normally they they cheap out on that, but I mean, they are pretty, I mean, they're very thin, so they're not too heavy, and they're composite, but they look great. But coming in on this side, microwave, air conditioner controls. So it has a chiller system. So it has 2 chillers, although one will run the whole boat. So basically, like most boats have an individual air conditioner for each cabin. This just has 2 air conditioners that can run the whole boat, but you control the fans for those right here for the Salon, and then each cabin has its own. And there's actually 3, maybe 4 here in the Salon. But oven, cooktop, you don't need a gimbal because it's a catamaran. Lots of storage in here. This will have a Lazy Susan in it. And then on the other side over here is a really big refrigerator. It's a Norcold. It's what they put in RVs these days, right? And so 2 doors, really nice, a lot of space in there. And then a freezer with an ice maker, which is going to be really nice having an ice maker. Double sink on this side, and then we have our water purification system. It's a Seagull 4 water purifier, so it's like that. You can drink straight out of that. Wherever you are, you're getting water. It'll be, I think it's 0.04 microns, so you should be able to drink it no problem. That is from Aquastar Distributors. Thank you so much, guys. On this side is our electrical panel. You got your, see, this is your 230. So this is your 230, your 120, your 12 volt, and then your switches. And then this, the house bank is separate from the drive bank. So the drive bank's 210 kilowatts. This is from Roy Powell. You can drop these in your boat right now. I'll show you. We'll go over and show you the batteries in a while. But this is the controller for Roy Powell. This is their lithium-ion solution for boats, and it has a 24 volt system, 100 amp hour, 1,000 amp hours. So that would be the equivalent of a 12 volt system with 2,000 amp hours. Just for reference, the most amp hours I've ever had on a boat was 800 amp hours. I had 800 hours on my CT56 at 12 volts, but that was AGM, right? So you can only use 40–50% of that. So I only had 400 amp hours of usable. This has 2,000 amp hours at 12 volts, but it's really 1,000 amp hours at 24 volts, same thing. But it's lithium, so you can take that down to 20%. So I have, you know, if it was a 12 volt system, I would have the equivalent of 1,600 amp hours that I could actually use. So double any other system I've ever had, but you can use all of it, you know, or it's three times the size of any system I've had, but you can use 80% of it. So it's a really beefy system. It should be able to run the air conditioner. And then on a nice sunny day, we're getting almost 5,000 watts of solar. You know, I'm hoping, we'll see how it works out, but it should be able to run the air conditioner just on the solar. And then, you know, at night, turn off all the air conditioners except for like in the cabins that are in use, and run the air conditioner for that. And then, you know, it shouldn't use a whole lot of power overnight, keeping that cool. And, you know, with the battery bank, you know, you should never have to run the generator, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Coming in here, it does have this nice island. I really like it with these chairs. They're pretty nice. They kind of, they're pretty heavy, so they shouldn't fall over, but they're really comfortable stools. And then there's more storage underneath there. And then if you come around this side, actually it does have more refrigeration. It has 2 more refrigeration drawers. One of them is a freezer and one of them is a refrigerator. So lots of refrigeration on this boat. And then there's cabinets underneath as well. And then up here, bench seating all the way around. There's still more cushions you need to be coming in here. And then, you know, you can store things on top. Like I said, it's got the 2 windows on either side, the 2 hatches up top, and then the door lets a lot of airflow coming through here. And, you know, just a really cool, nice space for inside the boat. All right, so now I will take you down to the starboard side first, which is the guest cabins, and then, well, and then I'll take you to the other side. Oh, and then one thing it does have here, this is the C-Zone, so it's kind of your control panel. That's another thing from electrical-marine.com. Those guys hooked that up with the B&G system, and this controls all your, so we do have a lot of, for the major components that we need on the electrical panel, we do have physical switches, but for other things, we can control with the C-Zone. That would control a lot of the systems on the boat. So it's a control panel for here, and then there's one upstairs at the helm as well to do that. Let's head down into the starboard side. Coming down on the starboard hull, we'll go ahead and turn By the way, the air conditioner's not on yet. They're still kind of bleeding the system out on that, so hopefully it'll be cooled off next time. But let's turn forward here and we'll go into one of the guest cabins. So pretty good sized cabin. I mean, so this is one of the forward cabins. You can have this boat set up as either 4 or 5, or in my case 3 cabins. I'll show you why in a minute. But still, this bed for a forward cabin is huge, right? So this space is nice and big, plenty of lighting on the sides. You have a hatch here to let in some airflow. These are all storage cabinets right here. And then you have a hanging locker right here for, you know, your hanging clothes and everything. You do have a vanity right here, kind of a makeup kit area here. They're going to put a mirror on where you could sit there, you know, ladies can get their makeup done. But a lot of space in here, and then underneath the beds, this all comes up for more storage under the beds. So plenty of storage under there. And then little cutouts on the side for getting up on the bed, but that's still a pretty wide bed for a forward berth. And then coming in here, it has its own head. Pretty spacious considering you know, it is the 3rd cabin on the boat. And it has its own shower with a door. I'm so happy that people are these guys put doors on there. And I really like these sinks, they're pretty as well. You know, vanity behind the cabinet, more storage underneath, and then this opens up. That is the holding tank for the toilet. All right, coming up, so each cabin here has its own door you can open and close for privacy in these cabins. And then this is the aft cabin. It's pretty big. I mean, like, this is not even the master cabin, but lots of space here. Like you said, yeah, like, you know, on the other side you had your you know, vanity and makeup counter and all that. You still have an even bigger one on this side. You put a little chair, a little stool under there, and we're gonna have a mirror right here. On this side, the head is even bigger. The shower is a little bit bigger. The you know, everything's just a little bit bigger aft here, and still plenty of storage. And it does have its own shower door and lots of airflow up top. Coming aft, I don't want to put this all the way down because he's got some wiring here, but you can see there's a lot of storage underneath here. And then this comes down. They've got all the cushions up at the moment, but nice big. It's a queen size bed. I mean, like, it's a full, I mean, like, it's got little cutouts at the end, but that is at least a queen size bed. A lot of space back here. And then, you know, storage on either side right here. And back there above the bed as well. And then your hanging lockers are just behind the door as you enter. So now then, let's take you to the port side, which is the master cabin side, and I really am excited about it. All right, coming down to the port side, this is the master cabin side. So in order to actually, for the doors here, this closes off right here, and there's a little latch. So then you can close off this entire side for privacy. And then you can come on down. We'll show you the, well, you know, we'll start with the office. Let's go forward here. You know, it's going to be so nice having a proper office. I have a real desk chair, a big giant monitor, a big computer, you know, desktop that is powerful and help my editing and be so much faster editing and everything. I'll look at all these power outlets. So that's the thing, is like, there's power outlets everywhere on this boat. Maybe I didn't mention them earlier, but like every power outlet has USBs on it, type C's and type whatever USB regular and type C and plugs, and it's all 110. So if you are European or whatever, you can put 220 in it. Mine's set up for 110, but it does have a few 220 outlets for when they're needed. But then just storage all underneath here, all over here, all over here. I mean, just underneath here. I mean, all my camera gear can be stored in places. It has these nice desk area with the little ledges on it, so nothing's gonna roll off. And then back here, more storage. I mean, just 4 doors of this, just all this storage, so much storage in here. I'm sure I'll find a way to fill it all up, but it might be a while before I fill it all up. And then more under there. So I'm just really excited to have a place to work. Air conditioning vent right above and a vent right here to get some air in, and pretty cool. So now we'll go a little bit aft and show you the master bathroom. It is really big. We've already had 3 people in the shower. The girls and I were able to fit, so that's a good thing. Giant shower coming right in here. Nice big sink, and then come around the other side, the toilet over here. And then all the toilets have bum guns. Highly recommend that if you're going to do it. You number one, you save on toilet paper and it's much cleaner. And there you go. So this is the master bath, and you know, storage under the sink, behind the mirrors, storage over there as well. All right, let's go back aft and you'll see the master bedroom. All right, coming aft into the master cabin. Look at the size of this bed. I mean, at least a queen size bed. It's a really big bed. And then, you know, plenty of, that's a lot of times aft cabins have poor airflow just from the design, but look, having this hatch right here, you can get a nice little airflow right down on the bed, more airflow on the back. A lot of space in here. You know, we've got a TV installed. It's a smart TV. Should be able to hook it up to the internet and all that. We will have Wi-Fi in the boat, have Starlink. But then, you know, storage underneath the bed here. Lots of storage under there. You got your some of your electronics here. Your solar controllers and inverters and stuff. All these cabinets on either here for putting clothes and things, and then a nice big vanity area here. Amanda can do her makeup and look all pretty. There'll be a mirror here shortly, and then storage underneath here for her on that stuff, and then more storage underneath over here for clothes and everything. So lots of storage for clothes and above the bed as well there. And then forward of that, you have a nice big hanging locker. So this whole thing is hanging lockers. That's pretty big for a boat. And then on this side, it's not installed yet, so I'm not gonna, well, I can show you in a minute here, but there will be a washing machine in here. It's just going to be a washer, so it'll wash clothes. We'll have to hang clothes out on the rails to dry them, but having a washer on the boat, in my opinion, I mean, it's a game changer for comfort and cruising around. So this is the aft cabin, and pretty excited about getting on this boat.
It seems fine. I don't like my current hair. Hi.
All right, guys, what do you think of Maverick, the Island Spirit 525E?
You gotta love it.
Oh my gosh, we can't get on it soon enough.
I know.
So they've got to, they've got some more work to do. Obviously, they've got to finish doing the electrical system. They're planning to have that done in the next 3 or 4 days. So we are maybe going to go into Pattaya and have some fun. We're probably going to film for Lauren's channel.
Going to
some motorcycle stuff going on.
Yes.
Golly, it's going to be so crazy. I just realized, I don't know if I can say this, but I realized I had the wrong interpretation of what red light district means. I thought there were a lot of like intersections with red lights.
No. It's a different kind of red light district.
Gosh, I'm learning.
Yeah,
Apparently, I'm going to learn a lot.
We'll break you in well there. So we're going to do that.
Oh my God.
But then, so then we're going to come back to the boat in about 5 days, and we are going to take it out for a sail. We're going to go like a week, 8, 10 days, whatever we can fit into our schedule, down to Koh Chang as long as the weather cooperates, and we'll get some sailing in for you. And that'll be our first trip on the boat. So then we're going to bring it back to Island Spirit here, and they probably have a few more weeks worth of work to do after that, like pretty everything up, get everything perfect. And then they're going to ship it to the United States, and the boat will be at the Miami Boat Show mid-February if you want to see it. We'll have it there for you to check out. And so if you are interested in this boat, if you want to pick one up for yourself, there's a link down in the description to it. Please click on the link there, and make sure you tell them you saw it on Sailing Doodles. That helps me out. You know, it's a pretty cool boat. It's been a long time coming, but I gotta say, I mean, it's exceeded my expectations so far.
Good.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't think I had expectations, so I just didn't know what to think. Like, I really didn't know what I was gonna walk into here, but I'm really happy with it.
Cool.
I'm excited for it.
All right, do you know what time it is?
He's gonna say beer 30.
Shush. I was like,
told you.
327.
No, it's beer 30.
It's beer 30.
Yeah. All right, let's do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please click like and subscribe. You know, and it's our patrons that make the channel possible. They got early access to all this stuff. So there you go.
I felt like we should do like a 1, 2, 3 go team kind of thing. So when you were like ending it, I felt like I needed to put my hand in the middle.
Go team.
No, please don't put that in there.
That's going in there.
How funny.
Stay tuned to the next video as we're going to take this boat out on a test sail. Eventually, we plan to circumnavigate the globe on Maverick, our Island Spirit 525E. There are already 7 of these boats under contract, including mine, and Hull 2 will be splashing in the water very soon.
Like the rain, so you wanna